What's going on, guys? It's Pipnotic, and the Trial of the Ancestors patch notes are upon us. As always, we have this person on Reddit to thank for his sacrifice of going to bed prior to the patch notes release. Thank you, you kind soul. Aside from the sole ruthless enjoyer, there aren't a ton of balance changes to address as far as I can tell. Of course, the benefit to this is that the build you're potentially having your eye on will almost certainly be playable, unless it involved Vengeance Cascade. That has been brutally eliminated. For those of you who are undecided, I'm going to bring you 5 League Start friendly builds that I believe will give you a successful League launch. I've sprinkled in some tried and true builds, some new up and coming ones, as well as ones I feel will perform well in Sanctum with its return in 3.22. I plan on releasing a League Start Atlas, as well as some tips on currency farming early on. Be sure to subscribe if these interest you so you don't miss them. Without further rambling, let's get into it. Alright, the first build I have for you guys is the Impending Doom Occultist by Allie. Now this is her League Start, toting smooth progression and results on as low as 100 chaos budget. There's nothing super expensive in the build on League Start, but can continuously be upgraded for even more damage and survivability. Powerful curse effect with temp chains and enfeeble, in my opinion, makes this build a spiritual successor to Bane. Profane Bloom as always gives you a fantastic clear with chaos pops. She has a detailed, well thought out build and video released a few days ago in the description if you're interested. Next up we have the Hexblast Mines Trickster by CaptainLance. Hexblast Mines is back on the menu due to the return of Sanctum and its low cost but effective unique Sandstorm Visage. Hexblast by itself is quite effective but has a slow cast speed, which can be offset by linking it to a mine. This build has great single target, of course being a mine skill, but also acceptable clear. Trickster Ascendancy helps speed things up with frenzy charges and built-in tailwind. This build also has the potential to fly under the radar due to lack of popularity last league. If you're interested in giving a mine build a go, check out CaptainLance. Third, we have the Reign of Arrows Champion by Fuzzy Duckzy. I feel like I'm almost always recommending this man's builds due to their in-depth, beginner-friendly nature, even without financial compensation, so you know I'm serious. With Vengeance Cascade going the old yeller behind the barn route, Reign of Arrows has begun to shine due to projectiles returning not being necessary. Champion in itself is arguably the strongest ascendancy in the game, a great combination of speed and tankiness with adrenaline, fortify, etc. Fuzzy's base build is mapping focused, but he has some tweaks if you prefer to focus on bossing. As I said, Fuzzy's builds are always worth checking out. I've played his Lightning Strike, Tornado Shot, and Lightning Arrow builds with great success. Number 4 here is a personal favorite of mine and what I will be league starting, the Poison SRS Necro by Baylor Mage. Personally, I'm not a big minion player, if the elitists want to call this minions, but I gave this build a shot after the disaster I encountered with my league starter last league, and was incredibly impressed. I ran this build in 80% deli with great success, and never really died unless I got lazy. Necro combined with Animate Guardian is shockingly tanky. And this is without going mind over matter with an Aegis. You're able to play on-hit SRS before transitioning to Poison, allowing you to farm for the 2 best in slot uniques for the build, Severed in Sleep and the Covenant. Now it's not as zoomy as a bow build, but it's much faster than you expect it to be. This will once again be my personal league starter and I am so looking forward to it. Fifth and final, we have Explosive Arrow Totems by Palsteron. Now, Explosive Arrow Totems have been around for a while, but I feel like it's worth mentioning again for one reason: Sanctum. This build is S+ for Sanctum, allowing you to clear rooms effortlessly and danger-free due to ballistas. Optionally, this build can be played champion as well as elementalist, depending on whether you prefer clear or tankiness. If you opt for the champion route, I recommend you follow Zizzarin's guide. Palsteron has a ton of content that's worth checking out for new and experienced players. I can't in good faith put out a League Start guide without mentioning the pinnacle of smooth progression, Pox and Righteous Fire. If you're brand new, partner's brand new, your cat's brand new, if somebody you know is involved in an unfortunate accident causing bodily harm, and needs something incredibly easy and straightforward to follow, check out Pox. There is a reason you see this build everywhere. It is my #1 recommendation for a brand new player to Path of Exile. No questions asked. Feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know what you've chosen as your league starter, and I'll see you on the next video.